Good morning from the hill. Where the sun is shining down. Where the ravens and the hawks circle the ground. Where baby birds are born. And the lizards try to stay warm. And hardly anybody comes around. Some people say, what a lonely place to be. But it's heaven on earth to me. Morning coffee family, how are you kids? Welcome back. We are back live with a Rain Monster energy drink. Cheers to everybody out there. Great to see you again. I missed you terribly. Yesterday I just sat around and stared at the wall and I thought I missed them so badly. What am I ever going to do with my life? Actually, yesterday was a pretty bad day. I mean, nothing really happened. Just in the old chamber of secrets up there. Pandora's box opens up sometimes. But no big deal. How the hell is everybody? It's Wednesday. We're midweek. Looks like it's a beautiful day to be alive, if you ask me. I want to welcome everybody to our strange little show. And let's just start off how we start off, man. What's up, Bolo? With the rocket and the UFO, I love it. I'm telling you guys, the alien announcement is coming. Kim, I want to congratulate for being the first comment in the chat, as always. What else is new? Rufus is in the house at number 2, and then I was number 3 with 1,000 coffee cups. We've got Liz hanging out. What's up, Liz? She says, hey man, hey May, glad you're back today. I'm sure many of us were looking for you yesterday. Yeah, I got a bunch of messages yesterday. People saying like, we really hope you're okay. Not sure what happened, not sure where you are, but just letting you know that we're all thinking about you and we love you and we hope you're feeling good. And I was cracking up. I was like, I told you guys I was going to do this on Monday. And I thought about streaming Tuesday morning. But honestly, I think with everything you do, you should only do it as much as you can without burning yourself out, you know? If we try to do every single day, 7 days a week, I'd probably go crazy after a while and go, that's it, no more. But I like it this way. I like taking a break. Feels real good to take a break yesterday, to be honest with you. What's up, Alex? What's up, August? What's up, Pants? Pants is in the house. Morning, everyone. Posting coffee mugs and squirrels. I just love this strange family we have here. Kim's talking about Microsoft trying to buy Discord for $10 billion. Yeah, I heard about that. Most of the time, what that means is RIP Discord. I've never used Discord myself. Very popular, and usually when a big brand buys a smaller company like that, man, it's like 9 times out of 10, it's over. But at least Yahoo didn't buy Discord or isn't trying to buy Discord, because if Yahoo buys it, there's a 99.9% chance it will fail completely. They can't seem to manage things very well. Remember Tumblr? I remember when Yahoo bought Tumblr for billions of dollars. One of the first things they did was remove cutting content, like kids cutting themselves, and porn. And the whole thing crashed because what Tumblr was for, it seemed like, was for cutting content and porn. That's what it was doing. So they cleaned it all up. We're going to make this into a Yahoo brand. Completely failed. If they paid $10 billion for it, it's probably worth $200 million now or something. But if Microsoft buys Discord, it will probably fail. They'll turn it into some new name, and the whole thing will change, and there'll be a new Discord that pops up, and someone will make a lot of money doing that. Gene Morris is in the house with coffee cups. Bolo with the UFOs. What's up, y'all? What's up, Harsh? So Rob is here. Jonatas is what's happening. Remember when Microsoft bought Skype? Now I have 2 usernames tied to the same email address from Gene. I didn't even know that. I don't remember that. But that's good news for Discord. Because Skype obviously didn't go out of business. Yet. Liam is here, says, "Oi, Malan." Billy Bell is here with some coffee cups. All right, man. So let's see. What's on the agenda today? GameStop, AMC are falling down. That's not looking good at all. Affiliate stuff, doing all right. I'm excited about a new campaign that I'm testing. But the first thing I want to talk about today is the new album that I got. I'm wrapping it up. I have a title. It's called Cowboy in the Sunshine. Let's get the music. It's called Cowboy in the Sunshine. And the title is from an old family story my mom likes to tell about my family. We used to go, we didn't have the money for vacations and stuff like that. So when we wanted a break, get out of the house, we went to the lake. In Oklahoma, there's a lake called Clayton Lake. And we used to go camping out there. And one time while we were camping out there, that feels better. One day while we were camping out there, she said I got up on a rock wearing nothing but a pair of cut-off jeans, like cut-off shorts. Had long blonde hair back then, hippie kid hair. And she said I would stand on this big rock and sing a song I would make up called Cowboy in the Sunshine. Cowboy in the sunshine. However it went. Cowboy in the sunshine. And we always laugh about that. So when I show up at her house, or she sees a picture of me with a cowboy hat, every time there's my little cowboy in the sunshine. So because this album has like a country kind of feel to it, a southern rock kind of feel to it, I thought this is the perfect time. And while there's not a song called Cowboy in the Sunshine on the record, it's called Cowboy in the Sunshine. And for this album, I've never seen this done before, but while I'm finishing up the music, I thought it'd be interesting to release the lyrics first. So if you're like me and you're into, words, poetry, reading, and you like both parts of the music, you can appreciate the music and the melodies, but also the words. Then I wrote a blog post yesterday and posted it to my site at malandarras.com/cowboylyrics. And there is a post there with a link to all of the lyrics for the album. So if you feel like it, you can go check those out. There's a PDF you can download and print, or there's a link to just view it in HTML and kind of get an idea of what's coming. And I think if you were to read the entire lyrics, when the music does come out, you're going to be like 10,000 times more connected to the song when you hear it, because you're going to know the words. So it's an experiment. I've never done it before. I've never heard of anyone else doing it before. And if nothing else, it's a great way to keep people occupied while I'm finishing it up. So that's the news there. Liam says, I'm outside doing some landscaping right now while listening to you. Badass, man. That's cool. Multitasking. You know, that's actually something I was thinking about this morning when I started the live stream. I thought, how are these guys all watching this during normal business hours? Like this, you should be, it's 8 o'clock here, so it's 10 o'clock in the middle of the country, in the US anyway, and it's 11 a.m. in New York and the East Coast. And so I guess the stream is full of people who are either self-employed, independently wealthy, or who are just watching it work. And I would guess it's all of the above. Pant says, I'm working at home and I'm listening. That's what I figure. I mean, most of the people that tune into this, let's see. Most of the people, half the people listening to this are probably doing some affiliate marketing related stuff. Liam's outside doing landscaping. That's awesome. Gene Morris says, congratulations, dude. Thank you, sir. August says, I haven't checked your lyrics yet, but I got the email yesterday. Cool. So Rob got the email. So Rob says, I love The Hill. Yeah, The Hill is a song that I wrote about my house where I live right now. And you guys hear me talk about it all the time. In fact, that was the hill that I was saying over just a made-up guitar part at the beginning of this video. Those lyrics are based on a concept I heard about Bob Dylan one time, about how he wrote lyrics. And it's a legend I heard about a conversation he may or may not have had with Leon Russell when Leon Russell was a kid, doing some session work for him. And he explained how Bob explained how he had written lyrics and songs so fast. And the way he described it was so simple. He said, I basically look out the window and write a song about the tree that's out there. And I read that story a long time ago, and I was at the apartment in Hollywood, and I immediately tried it, and I wrote a song called Tent City. Because I looked out my window and there was a growing tent city of homeless people. And it was something, I was just looking at them, I was like, today in Tent City, looks like they're selling some drugs. You know, today in Tent City, things are looking pretty dirty. You know, I just wrote this song in a few minutes. And so I use that now. And the day that I wrote The Hill, I was sitting where I'm sitting right now. And I was looking out the window and thinking about, you know, the city lights, I can see them, they're far away. You know, the mourning doves that hang out, squirrels and lizards and everything that happens here. And how a lot of people, you know, they look at this place and they go, well, what a lonely place to be, man. You're here by yourself. And it's like, well, no, I have 40 doves and at the time 14 squirrels to hang out with. So I'm good. It's heaven on earth to me, man. These are Pants is working at home and listening. That's cool. Billy Bell says, I'm an old woman. All right. We're all going to be old men and women very soon. It's coming for all of us. Isn't it funny when you're a kid? Like when I was a kid, I saw my parents. I thought my parents were always 35. or 25 or whatever. And then my grandparents were just born. They were just a different species. They were called grandparents. They were 55, 60 years old. Your uncles and aunts, they were just a species called aunts and uncles, and they were 18 or 23 or whatever, 35. And then as you live your life, you start graduating to these different ages, and you realize like, oh, wait a minute. It's one of the helpful things about growing up. Because especially with your parents, like when you're a little kid, you think of your parents as like these separate entities, and then you grow up and you become them, and maybe you become a parent yourself. And then it hits you like, oh, my parents were just kids like me who grew up and met someone and got pregnant and had a baby. They don't know what they're doing either. In fact, everyone on the planet is just kind of a kid who's grown up. And no one knows what they're doing really. We all do our best to pretend to be grown-ups. But no one knows what's going on. So Billy Bell says, I'm an old woman. Well, we're all going to be right there with you someday. Claudine says, I'm late today. You are fired from the Morning Coffee family. I'm going to need your badge. I'm going to want your uniform back. Jonatas says it's 12:17 here in Brazil. Saurabh is watching with his dinner. That's cool. Liam's talking about marketing. He says, you ever done an affiliate campaign for physical stuff like flashlights or knives? Yeah. In fact, I was one of the first to ever run flashlights back when that was brand new, and it exploded. The EPC at the time, if you don't know what this means, don't worry about it. It means earnings per click. Back then when it first started, the EPC was like $5, $6. There was a huge rush on it. It became a gigantic trend, and just dozens and dozens, maybe even hundreds of people jumped on the trend. And the company that was selling the flashlights, they hadn't expected this big of a push, this much traffic and this many sales. They thought they were going to sell 1,000 flashlights. And then they ended up selling thousands a day. So they very quickly ran out of product and shut the whole thing down for 2 months. And then when they came back, it never worked the same again. EPC fell to around $2.50, $3. You could still do stuff with it. It was still popular, but there's nothing like that initial 2 months. It might have been 2 or 3 months that I got on that initial wave. That was huge. That was a long time ago. And Yo Link, what's up, Yo Link? And as to your question, I can't address that, but you know, things come and they go. I'll just say that. Not a pretty story to tell. But you know, that's how human relationships are. And sometimes they just don't work. Bolo has retracted a message. Kim says, pizza cheers. Mickey, what's up, Mickey Solo? We got Mickey Solo in the house. Some of the regulars are here with us. So yeah, that's what's happening. You guys didn't miss much yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty boring day. I finished watching a new movie, I guess it is a new movie on Netflix called something about the case of the Chicago 7 or the trial of the Chicago 7. That was a pretty wild one to watch. I watched half one night and half yesterday. Claudia says, I enjoy hearing old affiliate stories. Yeah, I've got a lot of old ones. Seems like just yesterday that I was the new guy. I remember being the new guy, and I had blown up pretty big, pretty quick. And you know, you'd go to a conference and everybody'd be whispering about certain people. And I think everybody has their turn being that guy. Like when I came in, people were pointing to a really well-known guy in the industry, real young, and he was just doing huge numbers. And a few months later, I was that guy. And when I think about the fact that that was 13 years ago, it's like, what? Speaking of, we're gonna get old. It's like, where does the time go, man? I realize at one point that I've lived in LA longer than I lived in Tulsa. My living years were like 0 to 17, Ada, Oklahoma. Moved to Florida for a little bit, for just a few months with some friends, and had to come back to Oklahoma. When I was 18, I moved to Dallas, moved back to Oklahoma when I was 24. In Tahlequah, I was there for 2 years, then Tulsa for 8 years. So on that trip back to Oklahoma, I was there 10 years. And now I've been here 13 years, which is crazy to think about. Time flies when you're having fun. YoLink says, what do you do all day? I do whatever I feel like doing, really. Usually playing guitar, watching YouTube videos, running my campaigns, reading, writing. I like to learn. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do, is just learn. Are any of the affiliates who started with you still in the game? Yep. To varying degrees. Some left completely. I knew a few guys that made tremendous amounts of money, spent it all, and then it went back to working 9-to-5 gigs, and they've never come back to the industry. And there's no telling what they do. I know a few that blew all their money and couldn't get campaigns to work, and now they're like guru-ish type people, selling ebooks and courses, even though they don't, you know, they had one good run, and now they're selling guru stuff. But yeah, a lot of them are still around. Some of the smarter ones. Is affiliate marketing as old as the internet, or did it really get going in the late 90s? I don't know. I have no clue. Probably started with Amway, right? One of those types of things. Actually, there is a story about, you could probably just Google what's the first affiliate marketing company online. Probably someone like maybe Amazon or someone before them. Lenny, what's up? Lenny says, give our Shifu a like. Now, you're going to have to help me understand, what is a Shifu? Let's learn today. Is that a joke? Or is that a foreign word? Is that a different language? Is that a some sort of name of an entity? Or is that a compliment? Or is it a put down? I have no idea. It says, give our Shifu a like. So I want to know what that means. YoLink says, why couldn't the ones that made money and blew it all not get back in the game and start winning again? Don't ask me, man. I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. Maybe they really like having a career and a normal job. Some people don't like working from home. It's just not for them. They'd rather have the steady paycheck and live a low-risk life on a schedule. Then, I mean, entrepreneurship is fucking hard. And when you work for yourself, it's funny, people are like, man, you can do whatever you want. Nah, you work all the time. It's an obsession. It's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week thing. just like playing the guitar, eating food, or anything else. It's a normal thing that you do every day. And if you don't have that spirit, it's not going to work for you. You should get a job, and there's nothing wrong with it. Go get a job that you like or that you can stand. Pay your bills, live on a schedule, and raise a family, do whatever you want. It just doesn't work for some people. And my guess is if they made a bunch of money and left, blew it all and didn't come back, maybe they tried, maybe it didn't work, and they just hit the panic button, went and got a job, you know, because there's bills to pay, and et cetera, et cetera. Maybe you say, I'll get this job for a little while temporarily to fund my campaigns, and then you just fall into a routine and never to return. Gene says, I love hearing the affiliates' horror stories who squandered their money or didn't save enough for taxes. Yeah, taxes, that's one of the big ones, man. That's real common, though, with people who come from nothing and then make a bunch of money real fast. Like, you don't know that you have to pay taxes. I remember my first tax bill, my first big year. I was like, what? What? He said, yeah, cut a check to the IRS for X amount of, and I went, what? When? What? Is this real? Like, what are you talking about? But you hear it a lot with athletes more than anything else. Because, you know, look, it's people like me who come from places where you're not educated on finances. You don't know anything about taxes. Let's say you sign a deal to play basketball and you get $5 million, or a record deal, and you get $5 million. Well, if you're from a poor neighborhood and poor background, you don't know anything about finances, you think you have $5 million. So you buy a, you know, let's say a $3 million home. You buy a $400,000 Lamborghini. You blow another 600 grand on just living expenses, and now you got to pay for this big mansion and all the furniture in it. And you spend $4 million and you put the other $1 million in the bank and you're like, all right, I'm cool. Then the tax bill comes for like $2.3 million or 2.5, 2.4. And all of a sudden, you're broke. Not only are you broke, you're in debt and you didn't even know it. So now you can lose the house, you can lose the car, they take everything, and you end up flat broke and possibly in debt. Happens to affiliates, but more so to athletes and musicians all the time. I found an interview with this rapper girl. She was really huge for well, she was big in the underground here in LA and had a hit, like an underground hit, signed a big record deal, got an advance of like $500,000, and the album didn't sell at all. And she had to use the $500,000 to pay for her touring completely. Like, she had to pay her tour manager out of her pocket. And if she wanted dancers, she had to pay them out of her pocket, out of that money. And so she did that. The tour didn't do well, didn't make any money. So she came home and had spent all the money. The label dropped her. And she owed the IRS 6 figures, over 6 figures. And growing every day, it was getting bigger. And she told the story of how horrible it all was. How it had to file bankruptcy and do a deal with the IRS, no label, like the whole thing. And I think people without money they make a mistake when they think about, I know this for a fact because when I was extremely poor, I thought millionaires didn't pay taxes. Or people that made, you know, $500,000 a year were in some loophole club and they didn't pay any taxes. So of course, as a poor person looking at all that, you go, man, they should be taxed. We should tax them even more. They should be taxed higher than anybody. They're making all that money, making $1 million. Come on, man. I'm making 20 grand a year. This guy's getting away with all these loopholes. What they don't understand is if you make $1 million a year, you pay about $400,000 or $500,000 a year in taxes. So imagine your surprise if If you're a person who comes from a poor background, let's say, and you sign a record deal or something, and you've worked your whole life, scratched and saved, slept on couches, you've lived hell to do this, you've sacrificed everything. There's no vacations for you. You're not taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks off a year and going on vacation. You don't sit at an office desk and, you know, waste time at work and look at your phone getting paid. It's an obsession, and you risk everything. You lose your relationships, you risk everything, you live broke, some days you don't eat. And then you finally get a record deal. And let's just say that you get $1 million from it. Imagine your shock when you've worked your whole life to get to this place. The IRS takes half of it, $500,000. You have to write a check. And you have a tear fall out of your eye like, oh my God, this could put my whole family through college. This could buy a home for whoever. This could solve a lot of problems. But they take it. You have to write the check and you get rid of it. And then people you know, in the world say that that's not enough. You should have to pay $700,000. And I think most people, myself included, when I used to think this way, they want to tax rich people like 70% because they think everybody's getting loopholes. All it would take is one time for it to be you, and you would feel the pain. You work your ass off to make $1 million over 20 years. You finally do it, and then you pay half of it in taxes in a horror show, and they want you to pay more. It's, I don't know, it's a weird thing. That's where being like financially literate comes in handy. Because these corporations like Exxon and Facebook and Google and everybody, those are the ones that are like ripping everyone off. They don't pay any taxes. Amazon. But if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur making $1 million a year, you're paying $500,000 a year in taxes. But most people don't know that. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I remember being upset at living in Dallas, Texas, making about $2,000 a year. And I would get pissed off at car lots because this guy has all these cars. He has 100 cars and I don't even have one. He could give me one car and it wouldn't even matter. Hell, everybody should get a car. Why should one guy have 100 cars and some people are out here with no cars? But you grow up and you look at the situation with a smarter brain, and you understand that the person that owns that car lot may have sacrificed and risked their entire life over decades to be in a position to borrow enough money and go into debt and take huge risk to own all those cars, hoping that he's going to sell them or she's going to sell them. Someone's got to sell them. And my little broke ass out on the street going, man, they should give me a car, man. This is bullshit. I have no clue that this person that owns the car lot, they're not sleeping till 2 p.m. like me. They're not staying out at night drinking and doing drugs and being a lunatic like me. They've probably worked their ass off, risked everything, possibly lost their family because they were taking too much risk to borrow the money to get these cars. And as a broke kid looking from the other side of the fence thinking like, these rich people are all crazy. He has 100 cars and I want one. I didn't deserve one of his cars. I didn't deserve one of his cars. I hadn't taken any risk. I hadn't invested any time. I hadn't lost anything. I hadn't taken the chance that he took. I didn't deserve any of his stuff. I deserved the Buick Regal that I bought for $100. That was my first car. Let's see what you guys are up to. I'm rambling. ClickBank was founded in '98, so that could give you a good idea. Yeah, they were pretty early on it, but I wouldn't say that's the beginning. When's the first time you ever used the internet? I think I was 25. My mom, I was living at her house after I crash landed from Dallas, and she got the internet, and that was the first time I got on it. My little brother was obsessed with it, and he had learned HTML and tables. This was a long time ago. Tables was the hot new thing. And he showed me how to make a table, and I became obsessed. And I had a job doing tech support maybe a month later. I had taught myself a little bit of Photoshop, a little bit of HTML, and I considered myself a web designer. And I had a web design portfolio of one. My sister worked for an optometrist, and my vision was going bad, and I had $0. And our family, we didn't have, there was not a lot of extra. I needed an eye exam and glasses, I thought, but I didn't have any money. And she talked to her boss, and they allowed me to make a website in exchange for an eye exam and then glasses. So that's the first money I ever made online, I guess you could say. And that's when my head really started reeling, like, how far can this go? Who else could I make a website for? Oh my God, I started making little websites for people. The next one I did, I got paid $100 for it. Cash, two $50 bills. I was so excited. And that's where the journey began. Tony, what's up, Tony? Says your old minimalist clothes video popped up. Do you still live this way still? Yeah. I mean, if you guys notice on this live stream, I wear about 3 different shirts, maybe 4. And very often I wear the same shirt 2 days in a row. That's because that's what I do. I have 3 or 4 shirts. I might have 6 shirts or so. A couple t-shirts, a couple long sleeve shirts like this, and that's about it. But yeah, if you look at my closet right now, I actually just redid my closet not too long ago because things accumulate. So I got rid of everything I wasn't wearing, and I'm back down to probably less than 10 pairs of clothes. I have a pair of jeans, a pair of shorts, 2 t-shirts, 3 long sleeve t-shirts or like this, and 2 pairs of like house pants. Sweatpants, workout pants, whatever you call them. That's 9. That's about it. 9 pieces of clothing. Do laundry once or twice a week and you're good to go. Lenny Ramirez says, Shifu means master. Oh, okay. What is that? What is that, a different language, or is that a term from a movie or an industry or something? Oh, it's Chinese. Gotcha, gotcha. Shifu means master in Chinese. All right, well, I'm not your master. But I dig it. I get it. Shifu. Shifu. August says, I know you said before that you work all the time, but really how much time can someone spend on affiliate marketing per day? 24 hours. If you don't sleep. In the beginning, I mean, I was sleeping like 4 or 5 hours, and then I was glued to the screen 19 hours. And if that doesn't sound possible to you, you're probably not an affiliate marketer. I remember sitting in front of the computer screen so long, and this was after a few years, that my eyes started to leak water while I was looking at the screen. And instead of taking a break, I put Ray-Bans on over my prescription glasses. I put on sunglasses. so I could stay on for another 4 or 5 hours before I went to bed. So if you want to get into the game that I'm in, that's the kind of person it works for. You'd probably be pretty well suited if you already spend 24 hours a day on the internet with your face stuck in a screen, because you have the obsessive personality necessary, but you just need to focus on something that makes money instead of playing video games or reading the news or watching porn or watching other people play video games on YouTube or Twitch. If you do that, you're a consumer. What you need to do is flip your relationship with the internet to creator. You need to start making things. Instead of consuming things, start making things. And then things start to change. If you can find a way to make things that make money, it starts to change drastically. YoLink says, move to Puerto Rico, taxes are 4% for us citizens. Yeah, I know a lot of people that live in Puerto Rico. Mike Tyson had 400 million and blew it all. The guy had freaking tigers as pets. Yeah, that's one of the wildest stories ever. Tyson's one of the best examples of that, going through money. I mean, it's just wild how he went through it. I was getting a ride home from an Uber one night, and a guy picked me up at Guitar Center. Because he had picked me up at Guitar Center, we started talking about music. He said, so are you a musician? I said, yeah. And he goes, you buy anything? I said, no, I'm just looking at guitars. And he started telling me how his nephews were a big rap group at the time. He mentioned the name, I forget their name. They were huge for a couple of years. And he said they were out on the road touring and making tons of money, like $3 million a year apiece. And he said he was trying to help them not blow all the money, but it was hard. And I said, well, yeah, you can go through all that money. I said, just look at Tyson. You know, he spent $500–600 million and went to zero. And he goes, the whole conversation stopped. He goes, you like Mike Tyson? And I said, yeah. I love him. He's one of my favorite people on the planet, especially now that he's like all zenned out and smoking pot and stuff. And possibly fighting, definitely fighting Evander Holyfield, it looks like. But he said, I used to be in Mike Tyson's posse, like his gang that he ran around with. He said there was about 20 of us. We surrounded him. We were with him at all times. We were the posse. And he said, I said, really? He goes, yeah, I'm driving an Uber now, so I understand if you're skeptical. But he said, for several years, I was a member of his crew. And he said, you've never seen anything like it. And he started telling me about the stories of Tyson. And again, I don't know if this is true. This is the Uber driver. And he sounded legit to me. I believed him. But he said things like, if Mike wanted a new Mercedes, not only would he get the new Mercedes, he would buy 25 Mercedes, one for everyone. Everyone got a new Mercedes. So he could drop $1 million in a car dealership easily, regularly, at once, in a minute, and then crash the car and just move on. Some of the guys kept their cars, some would sell them, keep the cash. Then he said there were other times, like when they would go to Vegas. He said, imagine this, we're in New York. Mike's in the penthouse suite hotel room, the biggest suite you can get, $50,000 a night. He's got us all in lower suites. They're like $15,000 a night, and there's 20 of us. We'd be spending the week in New York, and he said all of a sudden Mike would want to go to Vegas. And so we would leave the hotel rooms and let's say $150,000 a night in both New York and LA, and they'd party for days and days and days in Vegas while having these rooms still charging him. He said it was like living, like hanging out with a king. So when you wonder, like, how could someone possibly go through $500 million in that many years? That's how. Of course, disclaimer, I don't know if that's true or not. Liam says, I was selling stuff on eBay and realized I sold about $4,000 worth of items. Haha, unfortunately, it was all taxable. Yeah, you gotta, half your money's going to taxes. Just cut it in half, like Liz is saying. She said it's almost 50% for taxes. Yeah, if you make $4,000, you have $2,000. So when affiliates say, I'm making X amount of dollars a day, cut that in half. That's what you're really making a day. Taxes are high because the government is too big. Yeah, Gene, I agree. I don't want to pay taxes. No one does. But I would be happy paying taxes if I knew where the hell the money was going. But the money just disappears. Like it goes into, I think it just goes to pay for drugs and hookers. And I have a very low opinion of the government. It goes to fund wars, and then people just take it and it disappears. Truth Spitting says, I remember your story about selling meat in Dallas. It was funny and inspiring. Yeah, that was a wild time. Mike is saying the first affiliate program was CDs. That's right. What were they called? The Music Club? They must have made billions of dollars doing that. You're right. I don't know if that was an affiliate program, but it was a free trial program. It was the first type of, like you didn't understand what was going on. They said you could get 10 records for a penny. So you would send them like a penny, and they would send you 5 albums, CDs. And you go, wow, this is amazing. And then the next month you got another 5 albums that you didn't ask for. And it was like $35 a month after that. And then they would just charge you and charge you and charge you until you figured it out. And then you would try to cancel and you couldn't cancel, you couldn't get any of your money back. I forget who that was, but it was huge. Sarab says, I only have 1 pair of jeans and 3 or 4 shirts. Last time I bought clothes was in 2017. That's good. That's how it should be. I bet if you went back in time and if everyone could get back the money they spent on clothing that they didn't need and invested it instead, they'd probably be in a much better financial position just from not buying clothes that you don't need. Oh, wow, August, you nailed it. August said, here it goes, you are surrounded by endless love. That was that song. Ha ha, you called it. I think that was it. That's a song I've never recorded other than just the guitar part on YouTube. Yeah, man, so where are we at? 50 minutes in? It's Wednesday. It's great to be back with you guys. Took the day off yesterday, and we're going to take the day off tomorrow. What would be cool is on the days off, I might post a video of some type that day anyway. Maybe a clip from a live stream, or maybe an announcement or whatever, kind of just like, what's up, guys? I think I'm going to start playing with OBS, the streaming software. Liz says a new song. Yeah, I could post a new song. There will be a lot of them coming, Liz. I'll probably do 2 videos. while I'm finishing things up. If I can get myself motivated to sit down and do it. It's really fun. I love making videos. Video editing is really fun. But we shall see. So let's do a quick sweep of the internet. GME's at 146, blah. AMC's at 1012, blah. Not much going on there. Let's check the campaigns for an extra dopamine hit. Oh, got a sale. I love to push the button. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, it's about time for me to check in on these things and keep an eye on. Keep an eye on my stuff, you know what I'm saying? I have YouTube videos to watch myself, guys. See, that could be a song right there. Kind of sounds like Tom Waits or something. Well, I've been going all down the road. You know? That's all you need, just a riff and a story. I'll tell you this, the riffs are easy. The stories, you've got to live them. If you've ever been to jail, that helps. If you ever had alcohol poisoning, that helps. If you ever been in a mental hospital, that helps. If you ever had a family member die, that helps. If you ever lost some love, that helps. And you can totally tell when someone hasn't been through that stuff. I can hear it. It's like, oh, he's a pretty good guitar player, he's a pretty good singer, but he ain't been through anything. He hasn't been through anything. It's very apparent, almost instantly. It's like a pain radar, a pain satellite. You can hear it, you can see it, you can feel it straight away. What am I talking about? I've got to go. Let's see, did we break any records today, guys? No, we're not even close. But you can't break a record every day. But we can do this. I forgot to spam you guys to tell you to like the video, so we got to get the likes up. Before we go, try to even the likes up with the number of viewers we have in the room. Can we do that? Let's see. Let's see how high it'll go. And go. There it goes. I saw it uptick. There it goes. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Let's wrap it up. If you guys want to give some shout outs and coffee mugs or whatever, tell each other goodbye in the chat. Now is the time. Pant says, let's go squirrel marketers. That's right, squirrel marketing is in full effect. I also liked the phrase on your graphic pants. I liked the phrase 0 to 1. I don't know exactly what that meant, but what it meant to me was small amounts of progress. Instead of trying to go from 0 to 1,000,000, you're just trying to go from 0 to 1. 0 to 1. You're gonna be 0 to 1. 0 to 1. go. 0 to 1. The song right there, 0 to 1. Billy Bell says, I received my It's Gonna Be Okay t-shirt yesterday. Love it, and it's good quality. That's awesome. Those things are worn by myself, my family members, my friends, and then people from the internet that I don't know personally, but they bought them and they wear them, and I get pictures from all over the world of people walking around in those, and that's the coolest thing ever. LCM, goodbye to you too. Diligentius is here. Diligentius is here. August says, see you in the future. Pants says 0 to 1 is something you said. Yeah. I figured it was based on something I said. I don't know, man. I told you when I start talking on here, I go into kind of a weird state and I don't really know what I'm saying. Squirrel for that pizza money. Oh, you guys are great. What's up, Higo? Hygo Lepla. Your name is as hard to pronounce as mine. I think you're new, so welcome. Sarab, thanks for being here, my friend. Diligentius says, I've been lurking. Oh, okay, so you weren't late, you've been lurking. You know, it's such a weird thing, but it makes sense. I lurk on streams too, I don't chat. Higo says, I was honey gun in the Mad Society forum. Gotcha. Yeah, in Mad Society, a lot of people lurk too. I'd say more people lurk than post. And every once in a while, I can draw them out in a post. I'll say, come on, lurkers, let's hear from you. And they'll go, okay, I don't like to comment on these things. And sometimes the lurkers are doing better than the people posting. Because in the private messages, they'll go, yeah, I've never posted. I've been here for a long time, and you know, I'm killing it, and show me their stats. I'm like, holy shit, post in the forum. They're like, no, I don't want any attention, man. I don't want any attention. Like, I get it. Liam says, that's a great point. As someone who has gone through a few near-death experiences, you can almost always tell when someone's gone through the same. Yeah, I have a radar for it. I can hear it in people's voices, even on a podcast. It's real apparent in music. You can hear it straight away, even just the way they strum the guitar. I've seen 2 killer guitar players, and I knew them both, playing live. One of them had been through the ringer, man. Jails, drugs, overdoses, loss, near death, and one hadn't. And while they were both great guitar players, the difference was night and day. I mean, when you've gone through pain, that pain pours through whatever you're doing. Whether you're talking, or you're singing, or even dancing, or even writing a blog post, like you can just feel it. I think pain's one of the most beautiful things there is when it's transformed into art. Now you can transform it into hatred and drug addictions and alcoholism and violence and all this. But if you can transform pain into art, that's where the true beauty in art is. That's where all the best art comes from, hands down, in my opinion. I did a post on Instagram a long time ago that blew up and was pretty popular. And it had a picture of a bunch of rock stars, Jim Morrison, Frank Sinatra, David Bowie, all these people. It was their mug shots in a what do you call it? I can't think of the word. A collage of mug shots. And the caption I wrote was, if you've never been to jail, I don't want to hear your music. And it got a bunch of likes and laughs and stuff. But it's true, if you've never been to jail, I don't want to hear your band. And if you've never been to jail, I don't want to hear your outlaw country music either. That's another funny one. When people play outlaw music, but they've never been to jail, that's pretty apparent too. I would call that cultural appropriation. Totally. You're stealing from the culture of outlaw, actual criminals who have spent time in jail. And your dumbass is pretending. Anyway, it's time to go. Anyway, you guys have a great day. It's good to be back. We're over an hour. And it's fantastic. Billy Bell says, I've never been to jail. What's it like? It's not good, darling. It is not good. Congratulations on staying out of there. That's a place you don't ever want to go. It is not good. It's like going through the airport security line. You know, they check your pockets, you take your shoes off, but imagine taking all your clothes off and you don't get them back. And then instead of walking through an x-ray machine and getting patted down, you walk into a shower and they shower you. And, you know, depending on what level of trouble you're in, they may even check your quote-unquote body for paraphernalia. So imagine you go to the airport and getting on the plane. You never get on the plane. They take you to a place, a cell afterwards, and you're checked in. But you basically lose all your rights immediately, and you're treated like an animal from that point on. So let's end on that note. You never know what you're going to get. Could be some affiliate marketing advice. I may just sing some songs. Or we may get into a whole discussion about something. So I hope you've had fun. And let's do this. I was going to say this at the end of the video. I want to talk to you guys in the comments. Because the chat's cool, but the comments are forever. So if you liked something in this video today, if anything made you laugh or you remembered something, after the video ends, go in the comments and just post it. Maybe you could just say squirrel marketing or whatever kind of thing stuck out to you. And that'll help me kind of see what's resonating with you guys. And of course, if you post something, a comment, I can respond. I can't respond to the chat. So after we're done, post one comment about what you loved, hated, a question, anything you learned, anything you were confused about. And that way the conversation gets to keep going. And on that note, it's time to go. So everybody have a great day. Stay out of trouble. If you want to read the lyrics to my new album, I'll drop a link in the comments. malandarras.com/cowboylyrics. And after the video is over, leave a quick comment. Let me know what you thought. And I will see you in the comments. But as always, I will see you bright and early Friday in the future. And that's that.